Who's ready to get cozy? It's another Soup Compilation! This video has 6 soups, but make sure you stay till the end for a brand new one you haven't seen yet. This soup is chicken marsala gnocchi soup. It's loaded with mushrooms and spinach and cream and chicken and fluffy gnocchi. It's so comforting. Let's get started. Let's make chicken marsala gnocchi soup. This soup is rich and hearty, packed with chicken, mushrooms, fluffy gnocchi with the tang of Marsala wine. Grab your crusty bread and you have a comforting meal that feels so elegant. Let's get started. First, we'll prep a few ingredients, starting with half of a large onion, which we'll dice up. Next, I'll chop up 3 garlic cloves. This is about 300 grams or 10 ounces of white button mushrooms. I'll wipe them with a clean paper towel to remove any dirt. Cut off the woody stem and then slicing like this. Take about 2 handfuls of baby spinach and just roughly chop it. Next, I'm going to grab my red cutting board, which I reserve for cutting meat. This is 2 large, boneless, skinless chicken breasts, which I'm going to cut into bite-sized pieces, just like this. Once that's diced up, I'm going to season the chicken with salt and pepper. Repeat with the other chicken breast, and now we're ready to cook. In a large soup pot over medium-high heat, add 1 tablespoon of olive oil and 1 tablespoon of butter. When the butter is melted, add the chicken. Cook, stirring occasionally until the chicken is golden brown on all sides. Remove the chicken to a plate and set aside. Add 1 tablespoon of butter. When that's melted, add the diced onion and then the sliced mushrooms. If it's looking a little dry, add another tablespoon of olive oil. Try to get it all in the pot. Stir and cook until the onion and mushrooms start to soften and look like this. Then add the chopped garlic. Add 1 tablespoon of Italian seasoning. I have a video on how to make your own, and I'll link that in the description. Stir that for a minute to allow the garlic and herbs to become fragrant. Then I'll add 125 ml or half a cup of Marsala wine. Stir and scrape to get all those yummy brown bits off the bottom of the pan. Once you've done that for a minute, add back the cooked chicken pieces along with any juices. 1 almost 1 liter container of chicken stock, or about 4 cups. Add 1 tablespoon of balsamic vinegar. Bring the soup to a boil and add 1 package of potato gnocchi. This is about 500 grams or about 16 ounces. Stir and reduce heat to a simmer and cook until the gnocchi is fully cooked, about 8 to 10 minutes. Add a half a cup or 125 ml of heavy cream and the chopped spinach. Stir until the cream is heated and the spinach is wilted, just a couple of minutes. Make sure you taste and add more salt and pepper if needed. And you're done. To serve, garnish with fresh thyme leaves and fresh parsley. And some freshly cracked black pepper. This is totally optional, but I think it tastes amazing with a drizzle of balsamic glaze. And that's how you make chicken marsala gnocchi soup. You can find the link to the recipe in the description box below. This one's one of my favorites. It's a creamy tomato tortellini soup. It's so easy and uses pantry ingredients. It's really quick to put together. Let's get started. Let's make tomato tortellini soup. It's creamy and comforting, loaded with cheese, tortellini, tomatoes, and spinach in a savory herbed tomato broth. And the best part, it only takes 30 minutes to make. Let's get started. Let's prep our ingredients. First, we'll chop up some baby spinach. Then I'll dice up half an onion. This is a sweet onion, but as I always say, use whatever you have. Then I'm going to chop up some garlic. This is about 4 cloves. Now let's cook the soup. In a large pot over medium heat, add 1 tablespoon of olive oil and 1 tablespoon of butter. When that's melted, add the diced onion. Cook until the onion starts to soften and get translucent, about 3 minutes. Then add the garlic. 1 tablespoon of Italian seasoning blend, or you can make your own. I have a video for that and I'll link it in the description. Half a teaspoon of red pepper flakes. 1 teaspoon freshly cracked black pepper. And a big pinch of kosher salt. Stir that for about a minute so all the garlic and spices become fragrant. Then add a big can of crushed tomatoes and a big can of diced tomatoes and a liter, or about 4 cups, of chicken stock. Stir and bring the soup to a boil and then add a package of cheese tortellini. When that starts to bubble again, lower the heat to medium-low and cook for about 8 to 10 minutes, or until the tortellini is completely cooked. Add the chopped spinach. Stir until the spinach has wilted. And then add heavy cream. Stir until the cream is heated and the soup has thickened. Taste and add more salt and pepper if needed. To serve, top the soup with fresh basil leaves. And optionally, you can add some grated Parmesan cheese and some more freshly cracked black pepper. And that's tomato tortellini soup. You can find the link to the full printable recipe in the description box. Here's a delicious chicken and corn chowder. It is so comforting and delicious and celebrates everything about summer produce. Let's get started. Let's make a creamy, delicious chicken and corn chowder. It has loads of corn, potatoes, veggies, and uses cooked chicken, which makes it absolutely effortless. Let's get started. In a big soup pot or Dutch oven over medium heat, add chopped bacon. This is 3 slices of thick cut bacon. Cook that until done and then remove the bacon to a paper towel lined plate. Leave about 2 tablespoons of the bacon fat in the pot. Add diced onion, celery, and carrot. Cook until the veggies start to soften, about 5 minutes. Add 3 crushed garlic cloves and 2 tablespoons fresh chopped thyme leaves. Cook for about a minute or until the garlic and thyme becomes fragrant, and then add 3 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. Stir that for a minute and then add cooked chicken cut into bite-sized pieces. This is about 2 chicken breasts. Add 3 cups of frozen corn kernels. You can use fresh corn if you like. Peeled and diced potatoes. 1 liter or 32 ounces of chicken stock. Bring that to a boil and then reduce heat to a simmer. Cook until the potatoes are fork tender, about 15 minutes. This is totally optional, but I like to randomly mash the chowder to make some smaller pieces. Add 250 ml or 1 cup of heavy cream and stir until heated. Add salt and pepper to taste. Last, I'll add half of the crumbled bacon. To serve, garnish the chowder with the crumbled bacon, fresh chopped parsley, and optionally, you can add some shredded cheese as well. You can find the link to the full printable recipe in the description box below. This one's an easy lentil soup. It uses basic ingredients that you can find in your pantry. It's really quick to put together and it's super healthy. Super healthy. See what I did there? This easy lentil soup is budget-friendly and has easy-to-find ingredients that pack a healthy punch. It makes a comforting and hearty meal. First, let's get all our veggies ready, starting with 1 small or half a large onion, diced. It doesn't matter what kind of onion. This is a sweet onion, but use whatever you have. Next, chop, grate, or crush 4 cloves of garlic. Peel and dice 2 large carrots. Finely dice 3 stalks of celery. Rinse 1 cup of lentils. These are green lentils, but use whatever kind of lentils you like. Now grab your large saucepan with a lid and over medium-high heat, add 2 tablespoons of olive oil. When that's hot, add the onion and carrot and cook for about 5 minutes, continually stirring. Then add the celery and stir for a bit before adding the garlic, 2 teaspoons of ground cumin, and 1 teaspoon of thyme. Stir that until those spices get fragrant, and then add 1 can of diced tomatoes. Stir for another minute to let the tomatoes cook down. And then add the lentils and 6 cups of stock. This is vegetable stock. Add 1 teaspoon of red pepper flakes. Add salt and pepper. Raise the heat to high and bring it to a boil, and then lower the heat to a simmer. Partially cover with a lid and cook for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, add a handful of chopped baby spinach and the juice from 1 lemon. You only need to keep it on the stove for another minute because the spinach cooks really fast. And there you have it, a really easy lentil soup that's so healthy. Here's an option for you. If you like, you can put this in the blender to make it smoother or use a stick blender, but I like it chunky like this. You can serve this with chopped parsley. It makes 6 servings and it freezes really well. You can find the full printable recipe in the description box below. This one's a curried coconut lentil soup. It has delicious ingredients, and I can't wait for you to try it. Let's get started. Now let's make a curried coconut lentil soup. It's rich and creamy and deceptively healthy. Let's get started. First, we'll prep the veggies. I'll chop up 1 small or 1/2 of a large onion. And then crush, grate, or chop up 4 cloves of garlic. Now grab your large Dutch oven with a lid and add 2 tablespoons of olive oil over medium-high heat. When that's hot, add the onion. Cook until the onion is soft and translucent, about 5 minutes. And then add about a 1-inch piece of peeled and grated ginger. And if you've watched my videos before, you know I like to keep my ginger prepped and ready to go in the freezer. Link on how to do that below. Now I'll add the garlic, along with 2 teaspoons of curry powder and 1/2 teaspoon of red pepper flakes. Stir that for a minute so the spices can activate in the oil. They will become even more fragrant and delicious. Then add 1 cup of lentils. These are red lentils, but you can use any lentil you like. Stir those around for a while so they get completely coated in the spices and oil. And then add 1 can of diced tomatoes. I thought I would try these fire roasted tomatoes. Stir those around for a minute to let the tomatoes cook down a bit, and then add 6 cups of stock. This is vegetable stock. Last, add a can of coconut milk. Give it a good shake first. Reserve a 1/4 cup of the coconut milk for later. Turn up the heat to high and bring the soup to a boil. Then lower heat to a simmer, partially cover with a lid, and cook for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, taste for salt and pepper and add more if necessary. Then add the juice of 1 lime. Serve this soup with chopped fresh cilantro and a drizzle of that reserved coconut milk. This recipe makes 6 servings. You can find the full printable recipe in the description box below. Let me know if you made it and if you liked it. And there you have it, curried coconut lentil soup. This one is a rustic winter squash and Italian sausage soup. It is so good. The squash is roasted with herbs and spices. It gets all warm and cozy. There's potatoes and sausage and spinach. It is like a hug in a bowl. But don't hug your soup. That's weird. Let's get started. Let's make rustic squash and Italian sausage soup. It's the coziest soup for a chilly fall night. It has spicy Italian sausage, winter squash roasted to perfection with herbs and spices, potatoes, and spinach in a creamy broth that will keep you warm and toasty. Let's get started. First, we'll prepare the squash. My friend gave me these 2 squash from her garden. I have no idea what they are. If any of you have an idea, please let me know in the comments. This is about 2 pounds of squash. I'm going to slice up the squash, remove the seeds, and then peel them. This one with the ribs is a little more difficult to peel for sure. Dice the squash into bite-sized pieces. Then I'll toss them with 1 tablespoon of olive oil, 1 teaspoon each of salt and pepper, and 1 teaspoon each of these spices: thyme, rosemary, sage, and half a teaspoon of ground nutmeg. I'll put the seasoned squash on this baking sheet I've lined with parchment paper. This goes in a 400-degree Fahrenheit oven for 20 to 30 minutes. Or until the squash is softened. While the squash is roasting, let's make an optional garnish. In a small skillet, heat 1 tablespoon of olive oil. Add fresh sage leaves and fry until crispy, just a few minutes. Put on a paper towel-lined plate to drain and set aside for later. Now let's make the soup. In a large soup pot over medium heat, add a package of bulk Italian sausage. This package is a little less than 1 pound. I like it hot, but you can also use mild if you like. I'm going to cook the sausage and crumble it using my handy meat masher. Once that's almost cooked, add half an onion diced, about 3 medium carrots diced, and 3 stalks of celery diced. Cook that until the vegetables start to soften. The squash is done, so I'll take it out of the oven and set it aside. Add 4 cloves of chopped garlic and cook for just a minute until the garlic becomes fragrant. And then add half a cup of dry sherry. Stir and scrape to get all that flavor from browning the sausage. Add about a pound of diced baby potatoes and stir until coated, and then add 6 cups of chicken stock. Turn up the heat to high and bring the soup to a boil. Then lower the heat and simmer until the potatoes are cooked, about 15 minutes. When the potatoes are done, add in the squash. Optionally, you can mash some of the squash and potatoes to make smaller pieces. Last, I'll add about 2 handfuls of chopped baby spinach and stir until wilted, and then add half a cup of heavy cream. Stir until the cream is heated, and then you're done. This soup is so fragrant and tasty. I wish you were here so I could dish you up a bowl. To serve, crumble some of the crispy sage leaves over the soup. Add some freshly cracked black pepper as well. And that's the rustic squash and sausage soup. You can find the full printable recipe in the description box below. Thanks for hanging out with me today. If you're looking for any of these recipes, they're in the description box down below. And as always, I appreciate you watching my videos. Thanks again for watching today, and have a great day. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.